Everybody, welcome to this episode of Lunar Vibez, STEAM Intuitive Guidance with Amina. And we're celebrating, and I mean celebrating, this full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Why? Because Sag is the house of purpose. And if anybody has been feeling unclear as to what direction they should be going in, unclear as to where you're being called, this full moon is going to illuminate that. Also, this full moon is in the house of cultural expansion and travel, which literally means traveling to foreign lands. You see, Sag is all about adventure and new experiences and new places and new people and new knowledge. And therefore, the full moon is going to be big on those things, especially because it's a full moon, it's illuminating, meaning it's going to be shining a light on areas of your life that you might not have been paying attention to that need to be awakened at this time. And that is specifically going to most likely be places where you have been afraid to explore. So if you've had like a calling to do something new, to try something, go somewhere new, and you haven't done it, it's because it could be underlying fears in the way of you going towards that goal. And the full moon at this time is going to highlight those areas. So this full moon is also called the strawberry moon. It's because it's a time where usually strawberries ripen if you've been planting them and farming them. It's also going to be when the moon is one of the lowest. In fact, I think it is the lowest the moon will be in the sky. So it'll probably look huge or really close to the earth, or like it's touching the earth for those that live in areas that can see the full moon on June 11th. But this full moon is exciting because it is the moon of adventure. And I feel like it's going to be a great time for shifting your energy into alignment with what you're passionate about. Plain and simple. So I do want to give you my 5 tips for best harnessing this moon's energy. But just make sure around this time you stay in an energy of optimism. This moon is going to make you feel that way anyway. You might be feeling more optimistic about certain things, more excited about opportunities, and feeling more as if you feel like they can manifest. Um, yeah, and you might also find too that you're reflecting on beliefs at this time. Maybe things you believed at one point, now you're starting to shift your belief, and maybe you're feeling something else or believing something else or feeling guided towards something else at this time. Um, but it is a time to pursue your passions, all right? Straight up and down, it's time to pursue your passion. That is what this full moon is going to illuminate. So, 5 tips for best harnessing the energy of this full moon. Number 1, notice where you avoid new experiences. Overcome your fears. There are so many new experiences that are going to be ushered in for you at this time. So many opportunities. Maybe you're seeing advertisements for stuff. Maybe you're feeling called to something that a friend told you about. Whatever the case may be, these are going to be experiences that are going to call to you, but you're going to be hesitant to go towards because of fear based in conditioning from past experiences. And so the full moon's going to illuminate that at this time to show you where there is fear in the way of you progressing so that you could deal with it and release those fears. Shift out of that energy into a new vibration. Number 2, get a passport. Sag is the house of cultural expansion and foreign travel. If you find you have opportunities for this and you don't have a passport or a visa or whatever you need to get in and out of countries, it's going to be no way for you to follow that calling. So at this time, it would be wise to do so, all right, to get those things, those documents, those immunizations and vaccinations that are necessary. But overall, just think about ways to culturally expand, because you don't always necessarily have to travel to foreign lands. You can go to events, you can attend workshops and things like that. It's just really a good time to think about foreign lands and cultures, because for some reason, I feel like for this collective, they're going to awaken things within you from past lifetimes that maybe you need to remember now. Number 3, your life's purpose may be revealed now, so look for signs. And I don't mean literally wake up in the morning and look for a sign that's going to point you towards your purpose. When I say look for signs, it means when you're doing an activity that you love in your life and you're feeling that passion and that love and that joy, look for that sign of that passion, that love and that joy, or that magic feeling as you're doing something. And you'll know in that moment, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. If you're doing something and it feels like, you don't want to stop, or if you couldn't do this anymore, you would feel empty inside. That is your purpose. So this full moon is going to be revealing that in ways that you'll be able to understand. Certain emotional feelings are going to arise when you are stepping into alignment with your purpose, and certain feelings of discomfort as you step into alignment with your purpose, because along with stepping into alignment with your purpose comes recognition that a lot of us light workers in this collective are not very comfortable with. It's like we are upset when we're overlooked and we don't get it, but then when you're getting it, you start to doubt your worth and your value. And that's also something the full moon is going to shine a light on as a primary fear, is actually being recognized and not feeling worthy, not feeling like you know enough. When literally most of you here, if not 99.9% of you here, are masters at your purpose. You're just not stepping into it because there's still a lack of confidence, or there's still some conditioning from your life experiences in this lifetime or past lifetimes that you're still working through. Okay. Number 4, release outdated patterns. That brings me right to that. List them so that you see them. List your outdated patterns. That means things that you have done, mindsets that you have had, repetitively kept and keep using, that are stale, that are old, that are no longer a part of who you are. For example, maybe at one time, an outdated pattern for you would be constantly accepting contracts that are beneath your value. You know you're worth more, but you just want to make sure you get that money because you don't know when the next contract's going to come in, so you accept stuff beneath your value. That's an outdated pattern. Write it down. Accepting contracts, accepting work beneath my value. And why I say write it is because it's easier to address the problems when you see them in your face. Then you can say, okay, I'm not doing that no more. Okay, I'm not going to let that happen anymore. And every time you forget, you got that list to remind you if you're in or out of alignment with where you're trying to get yourself to. All right? But it's time now. The full moon is going to illuminate these patterns. Like, as soon as you're stepping into a repetitive cycle, something's going to happen, guys. I'm telling you, where the moon is, this full moon energy is going to like shine a light. Like, boom, you're doing it again. Okay? So pay attention to that. And 5, last but not least, take a leap. Assert your vision, be original, and shine. It is time for you to just trust. And the full moon is going to be illuminating where you lack in that trust. Where maybe you are saying, oh, I believe in the Most High and I'm guided by my ancestors, or I trust the deities, or I trust the Prophet Muhammad or Jesus Christ to lead me, when really you don't. Because if you did, you would be doing exactly what you feel called to do when you feel called to do it. The procrastination is also coming from not trusting where you're being guided. And therefore, there is going to be an illuminated light shined on where you're hesitant, or we as a collective are hesitant to take leaps of faith towards our callings. And the Pick-up Power reading is actually going to let you know what you can expect as an outcome if you actually do take a leap of faith, following your heart towards your passions. And we're going to move on into the session now. And I hope that you enjoyed this Lunar Vibez session, and you all have a wonderful full moon in Sagittarius vibes. Next 5 days, 5 is in my head. Next 5 days, you're going to be in this energy. So you can always come back to this session when you need to reground or a reminder of how to harness this energy. All right, y'all. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to the Channeled Collective Message. And what that is it's just an overall view of how this full moon is going to be affecting us as a collective. The pick-a-pow is more to answer certain questions that I feel like are pertaining to the energy this full moon is ushering in. The channeled message is to literally let you know the energy this full moon is ushering in for the collective and how to pretty much maneuver around it. And you add that to the 5 tips that I gave you for how to best harness the energy, and you should be good to go. But this will also let you know what else you can expect. All right. So I'm using 3 Moonology decks and a Rana George Lenormand Oracle deck that I really love the little backs of them. I think they're really pretty. But anyway, I'm also, well, like I said, 3 Moonology decks. So they're all Moonology decks. Okay, not yet now. All right, I'm asking the collective spirit guide team to please give me an idea of the vibe that my collective will be experiencing during this full moon's energy. First, I'd like to know where it's going to be focused. Primary focus of this full moon. Okay, so this card is 1. Wow. Right off jump, traveling and adventure. So there is going to be a focus on traveling. Foreign travel specifically. I'm also seeing a focus on things you've been waiting for finally arriving. All right. So really getting clear on your direction that you want to go in with your life at this time. What else do we have? This card wants to come out. Okay. I'm also seeing love being an important factor at this time, specifically with a masculine energy. So either if you're a masculine, if you consider yourself a masculine, there's some love coming your way that's going to have your attention, that's going to be illuminated by this full moon. And if you are into masculine energies, there's going to be some kind of connection, a romance. This feels intimate, but for some of you, it could be a father figure or a friend, like a big brother as well. But something is deepening in some kind of a bond under this full moon, and you're going to see a light shining on the person that's the one. Like they're really going to stand out at this time. There's going to be no doubt. That's going to be clear. And if you're the masculine, somebody's going to feel that way about you. All right. Hopefully the feeling will be mutual. All right. What else? Now, I knew the coffin was going to show up. I don't know why. Whenever I feel like we're coming to the end of a cycle, I know this is going to show up. So something at this time is ending. There's a lot of things coming to an end. This full moon is going to be shining a light on the things that are in the way of you living in comfort. I feel like it's going to be a focus, you being comfortable. And in order to really be comfortable and happy, you have to be following your callings and your purpose. Lastly, last card. Wow, a lot with love. This new beginning. There is a masculine energy that is really, really focusing on a matter of the heart. Now, for some of you, I'm getting your focus is going to be on finding your passion, your love. that thing that drives you, that calls you, that's your key to your success. For others of you, you're going to be literally being called to go towards or discover your divine mate, your soulmate. Yeah. Wow. For some of you, this person may be overseas. I see water in the background 2 more times and water here. So you may have to travel to this person, or this person is thinking about traveling to you. This full moon energy is going to make that yearning stronger to connect to a soulmate or to really step into your life purpose, your calling. I'm trying to get it out of the glare of my light, which I don't know why it's doing that so brightly today. Let me see if I can move it some. You know, that part where I make it worse. Which I'm like notorious for. Like, oh, I'm just going to move it around a little bit and, oh, it's worse. Yeah, let me just leave this alone. Okay. I'll just get it out of the glare myself, instead of trying to move the light around. All right. So that looks like the primary focus, or what this full moon is going to be like really shining a light on. I really am picking up heavily though, a lot with purpose and career. Um, but also with the expansion of knowledge. This is at the bottom, and it, first I thought journaling and getting to know yourself better and stuff like that. And yeah, that's true too, because this full moon is also going to be pushing you to be clear about what it is you want in life. What is your purpose? What's your calling? What is your passion? But I also feel like there's some kind of knowledge that you are now going to have access to that at one time you could not have access to. And I do think that you might find this full moon is going to illuminate a place in your life where you want to know more. It could be family history. It could be a career or trade. It's just something that you want to know more about. I feel like is going to be illuminated, and the information is going to be available to you. All right. What else we got for this full moon energy for the collective? So you have watch for signs, follow the moon. So this moon is going to be ushering in some transformative energy. The objective is for you to pay attention. There are going to be some signs and synchronicities happening at this time that are going to really be pointing you in the direction of when to make moves, what direction to make moves in. And if you're unclear, it's also really saying watch for signs. Like you're going to be getting clarity from this full moon as to the direction you're supposed to be going in. Out of bounds moon, boundaries. So for many of you, I do feel big time this full moon is going to illuminate where you feel like you need to teach people how to treat you. There are still a few people, I feel like, in your vibration, in your energy collective, in our midst, that still be habitually stepping across the line. And I feel like this full moon's going to shine a light to the point where you can't ignore them anymore. You can't just say, oh, that person's annoying. Oh, but whatever. It's going to be to a point where you're going to have to communicate it and say, hey, this is what I'm not going to allow anymore. And if you don't like it, you can kick moon rocks. Okay? That's me trying to be funny. All right. And last but not least, moon maybe. Intuition. So intuition is really going to be on point. Our intuition collective is always on point. It's just that there are times where we're going to be more open to receive the messages than others. This full moon is really going to be illuminating things for us. So pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the downloads and the messages that come in. New moon at the bottom of the deck, beginnings. So this whole full moon energy is preparing us for the new moon. The new moon in Cancer, I think it's June 25th, is going to be ushering a completely new beginning. I almost want to say new life for some of you, where you're going to be feeling more empowered and courageous and yeah, not afraid to be seen. ready to stand out and shine. So what else can we expect from this full moon energy for the collective? So we have new moon in Aries. Go for it. This is the vibe that I've been getting. It is time to go after your passions. If you have been in any way like allowing fear to keep you from going after certain goals or worries, this full moon is going to illuminate where that needs to stop. Okay? Trust the universe. First quarter moon in Aquarius. Like, they're just literally yelling at us. It's a time to trust and take a leap of faith and go after your goals and your dreams. Okay? Full moon in Sag is all about adventure, travel, international foreign travel, like going places and doing things you've never done before, and really, really allowing your heart and your spirit to guide you towards your purpose. And lastly, keep your heart open. Yeah. You heard me? Keep your heart open. Why was I talking like that? First quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. I wanted to channel the message, and they're like guiding me towards the book. But at the bottom of the deck, it says last quarter moon in Sag. It's interesting. We finally got a moon Sag card here. Practice gratitude. And that's what I was going to say for this card. So maybe I'm wrong in what I was picking up, and I was picking up this one. Because when it said keep your heart open, I was going to say stay in an energy of gratitude. But now I want to see if there's a little bit more to that, since they're already stating there is a need to be in an energy of gratitude this month. I mean, dag, I meant to say under the energy of this full moon, but I said this month. So perhaps that is the energy for this month, and I just don't need to correct myself. All right. That's first quarter. I went to the last quarter. First quarter moon in Libra. All right. So it says, are you too attached to someone or perhaps to your current goal? It's a wonderful thing to care deeply. However, if you start to smother the person or situation you love, you could run into trouble. Work with others as you move towards your goals, but don't become so dependent that you give away your power. Keep your heart open, collective. It says this card can also suggest that it's time to negotiate something, and the way to manifest your goals now could be to come up with a solution that pleases everyone. It's just interesting that this has to do with going after your goals still. Go for it. Trust the universe and keep your heart open to multiple possibilities. Don't be attached to just one goal. There may be some other calling or purpose you're meant to go after. And I feel like that's what this full moon's going to illuminate and shock us by showing us that maybe what we've been so focused on is saying, oh my God, it's not happening, it's not manifesting, or it's not happening in the way I want it to. It's because we are not just leaving our hearts open to guide us towards what is calling to us. And when we do that, that's when everything flows. Wow. So there's a need to be adored here, which is fine. We all have that trait to an extent. But if it tips you into self-doubt, then it's gone too far. It's important that you don't allow yourself to get set in your ways. Keep your heart and mind open and believe in your gorgeousness, my soul family. All right. So I want to give you a little exercise you could do as a collective. And it says, visualize yourself with family, friends, and loved ones in a swirling, flowing column of beautiful and healing emerald green light. So interesting that, well, you'll see why that's interesting when you get to the pick-a-pow readings. Emerald green light. And just call in these energies, all right, of whatever moon you're in. So we're in the full moon in Sag. So you would say energies of the full moon in Sagittarius. Thank you for showing me how to work with others and how to give and receive. Okay. So there is a huge need not to get stuck and set in a certain goal, because it does feel like People's careers, goals, life purpose, callings may be shifting. Okay. And last information for the collective in regards to the energy of the full moon in Sag. We have a new romantic cycle begins. Didn't I say that there's like something with love? New moon in Libra energy, a new romantic cycle begins. It lets me know it's something that is justified. Maybe it's like long overdue. You haven't had romance in your life for a minute, you guys, some of you. And now it's going to be coming in. And even if it's a romance with yourself, those are good too. We have worked through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. It's a lot of new energy coming in. So yeah, this full moon is going to be pushing you to work through your fears, where you're afraid. Yeah, because it's about adventure. Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So yeah, get out of this energy of expectancy, of like waiting and impatience, and just flow. Just allow yourself to be guided, like on the ocean. Just let the tide take you. Okay, breathe out and relax. Don't be so focused and hell-bent on getting towards that life purpose that you forget to live and to breathe. We have a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, which is interesting. The new moon coming up at the time of this reading is in the sign of Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. So there may be something that has been bothering you that at this time it's going to reach a resolution. So try not to worry about issues you have with people. Even if it doesn't reach a resolution that you wanted it to reach, it's going to be one that's for the best, I'm feeling. And lastly, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. It just puts me more into that work through your fears. You're good enough. Trust it. Go for it. Trust the universe. Keep your heart open. Things are about to shift. Bottom of the deck, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So just watch the emotions at this time. I feel like with this Cancer energy on the horizon, you could find yourself really, really getting emotional when it comes to family relationships and your home. But other than that, the energy feels like it's really going to be balanced and bringing in justice and equality. Where you put a lot of energy in, you're going to be finally seeing a light shining on that and on you. I feel like a lot of you are going to be getting recognition that you felt is long overdue. And for some of you, that may be from a lover. I feel like many of you have gotten to points in your life where maybe you felt like, either you got the one already and you're kind of out of the game, and you're not even thinking about the fact that romance is still needed. And then others of you are going to be seeing a light shining on either someone new that wants to come in, or just you coming to a new awakening of what it is you truly need and want when it comes to being loved. So that is what I have for the collective in regards to the energy of this full moon. And I will see you guys again in the pick a pal part of this reading. See ya.
Hey everybody, welcome to the pick a pow portion of this full moon in Sagittarius vibe session. This choose a pal, you're gonna have 3 different ways to choose your pal. And I haven't revealed the cards, but you are gonna be able to choose by the top card, but also by the crystal as well as a rune stone, okay? So I just want to clear the energy of the space from any other readings that were done in this space. New sage always takes so long to light. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. And we are going to take 4 deep grounding breaths because yeah, I want you to be really clear when you select your pal. Very, very clear. Because I feel like what's going to be revealed in this pick a pal is going to be like life changing in a way. Maybe offer some kind of guidance that's really, really needed at this time, that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else or any other way. So anyway, we got 3 pals. I'm going to pull the runes for them as I introduce each pal, and I'm also, along with you, able to see what the top cards are. So, pal number 1. And by the way, all 3 of the pals have green fluorite as their crystal, just different shapes, okay? So this is a green fluorite. It's like a palm stone. You'd use it more for meditation, but it can also be used to charge other crystals. It's deep, deep green. Okay. And the top card for this pal is Moon in Pisces. Follow your dreams. Wonder. And the rune for pal 1 is Pertho. Okay. So that's pile 1. I think I'm going to leave that there. All right, pile 2 is represented by this piece of green fluorite. And this card, Sun in Sagittarius, stride out into new territory, adventure. And your rune is Fehu. And pile number 3, this is your green fluorite cube. And green fluorite, by the way, just so you guys know, is a great emotional healing crystal. So like you can hold on to it and meditate with it for times where you feel like your emotions need some grounding or stability. It's great for clarity. It promotes true purpose, like going after your true purpose, being clear on it. And it's a great heart chakra activator. So I thought it was a great crystal to use for this session, where I feel like with the energy of the full moon in Sag, we're all going to be really finding ourselves inspired to follow our passions towards our highest purpose. All right. And the rune for pile 3 is, Yera. These are some really good runes, by the way. All 3 of these runes have amazingly great meanings, so you can't go wrong with any of these runes. Okay, just a heads up for those who are like, I don't know what to choose if I'm trying to choose according to the rune. The runes are all great. Okay. I'm sorry, I meant to reveal the card first. Eclipse in Cancer. An emotional phase or domestic development, acceptance. Okay, so those are your 3 choices. You can pause the video here if you feel like you need some more time before deciding. I would suggest that you take these 4 deep grounding breaths with me, and whatever pops into your head first is the one where you should be, where you are being guided to. Ready? In through the nose today and out through the mouth. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Oh, wait. Yo, funny story. I was gonna put these nails on today, y'all. Aren't they cute? They're pretty. Right before I wanted to do it, I knocked them all over the place. Like I literally hit them and they kind of went flying. And I was like, I don't know where they all are. I'm going to have to move things. And I got lazy. Well, one was just sitting in my Tibetan bowl. So that's why I was like, hold on. Anyway, I'll move these boxes sometime today to get the rest of them because those are too cute. All right, ready? Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Relax. Relax from your face, your shoulders. Feel it going all the way down your spine, the energy of lightness and relaxation. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Breathing out worry, stress, guilt, shame. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Filling up with the light and love of your spirit team. Exhale through your mouth. Feeling the warmth of that love and light energy all in your heart chakra center. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. All right. And I hope you're going to go with where you feel immediately guided. And I'll be back with Pile 1. Hey, Pile 2. Welcome to your session. You were drawn to one of my favorite runes, Fehu. Okay. This pretty fluorescent green fluorite. And the card Sun in Sagittarius, stride out into new territory, adventure. Now these are read last as they answer the last question. Oh, I was like, where the heck did the room go? And put that over here. And let's get right into it. So being that we are in a full moon in Sagittarius, you know the energy is either going to revolve around international travel of some kind or expanding your knowledge, maybe by taking a course that you've never taken or learning about something you've never known, you don't know anything about. It's that energy. So I want to find out for the collective, should you be traveling right now, or is it more so that you should be focusing on expanding your knowledge, like maybe taking a course from home or watching videos or reading books about something? So let's see, my pal twos. Should you be traveling at this time or what? 8 of Swords. 5 of Cups. Six of Cups. And the Spirit of Cups. Well, my dear pal twos, at this time, I feel like there's a desire to travel, but I feel like you can't, or you're stuck. I feel like there's someone you want to see with the Six of Cups here. Maybe there's family, maybe there's someone you know for a long time, maybe there's a lover, whatever, because I'm seeing Happy Valentine's Day too as well. There's just somebody that you would like to see. Maybe they live in another country, or they're from another culture, or they're away at college, or some kind of school, or some kind of boarding school program. But there's like some kind of desire, and I feel like it's both ways with this Spirit of Cups here. It's like there's someone also wanting to come towards you. But with the Spirit of Cups, it gives me not young energy, but something that is beginning. Now, this one's supposed to be a love reading, but this really does for a good majority of you that chose this pal. There's someone that you love that there's a lot of sadness around feeling as if you can't get to them or they can't get to you. And I do see communication. With this Page of Cups here, standing at the edge of the ocean, and with exotic fish floating around. I almost feel like they're contemplating or trying to figure out a way forward. So I do feel like that maybe at this time, you guys, my pal twos, should be planning travel. But that in this very moment, whatever situation you're in or someone else is in, you're unable to get to them right now. But it feels like that eventually can change. It's going to change. That there's some kind of communication or bond between you and someone that you're meant to travel to. And there's some kind of expansion or purpose, life purpose, that is a part of this journey. It's just that it feels like it's still in the beginning steps, that you need to be planning this journey right now. And I feel like also shifting out of this energy of disappointment, maybe just feeling like already like you're just stuck and there's nothing you can do, feeling hopeless. And shift your energy back into remembering maybe times you traveled or times you had with a person, if it's someone you're trying to travel to or you desire to travel to. Because I'm really not getting home workshops for this pile. I feel like if you are doing something from home, it's something you've done before. Maybe you're repeating sessions that you've had with the same person. Maybe you're in a workshop that you've taken before, but it's always helped you. It's just a nostalgic energy here. I don't see anything new until we get to the Spirit of Cups, and that energy feels new. So yeah, there's just a need to shift your energy out of this feeling of feeling restricted, like you can't move forward. All right. Well, my twos, where in your life do you still let fear hold you back? So we have seeding plant coming through. I don't know. That's almost giving me that as soon as things start to look like they're growing or things are happening from something you planted or whatever or began, that fear creeps in. Let's see what else before I start. Got animal instinct. You don't trust your intuition, or you fear the instincts of others. Maybe you feel like other people are animalistic. Let me get them all out. And then gardener. It's interesting. Seeding plant and gardener with cultivation. You don't believe that what you put your energy towards will grow, or you have a fear of it growing or not growing. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. Where in your life your fears hold you back is in your self-doubt. And then your concern for others. What's happening around you? With seeding, plant, and then cultivation and gardening, it just lets me know that you're somebody who can grow things, like start things from nothing. Like have a product, an end product where people be like, how did you get that from that? But you don't fully have either faith in your ability all the time. Um, yeah. Sometimes you don't realize that you have the ability to transform things, to take something, and even people. I'm here for some of you, this might be life purpose guidance, but just being able to help people reroute, reground, and grow and change. um and that's an ability you have for yourself as well. But I do see a lot of doubt. With instinct, for some of you, I'm getting two things. Either some of you, your instincts, you're not trusting. You're not listening to that side of you that instinctually guides you in the direction you want to go. You're actually afraid of that voice. And then others of you fear the animalistic instincts of others, feeling like people will do anything and everything to get to the top. And I feel like some of you have had experiences in the past with people who were like that. So that can cause you to be concerned that whatever you're planting isn't going to have time to cultivate or to grow into anything, because you're always having to watch your back. But they're saying that this fear, you can transform it. You're cultivating it almost. You're growing this fear because that's where you're placing your energy, either being afraid to trust your instinct or afraid of the instinctual behavior of others. um you need to just focus on the things you're planting and trusting that they're going to manifest in the way that you want them to, because you are creating these things. I really feel like this pal here, you're people who probably entrepreneurs, maybe you make products. I feel like you're hands on, like you create, or you created your business, or you create whatever it is you do. I feel like this is a creative group here. Okay, but we'll get some more clarity. Um, let's ask the ancestors to point you in the direction of your life purpose. Let's get some direction. Okay. So you have enjoy music, instruments, sound, tone. So for many of you, your life purpose is going to involve sound. It could involve music, it could involve sound healing, but I'm seeing instruments. So for many of you, maybe sound healing instruments, even singing. Some of you, your voice may be a part of your life purpose, but I'm really getting musical instruments and music and sound healing. Yeah, that keeps coming back into my head, like when I'm looking at the word tone. But I do hear for a handful of you, your voice is that music that a lot of people enjoy listening to your voice. I don't know. Some of you, if it resonates, take it. All right. And you have focus on children, pregnancy, birth, and adoption. So many of you, this is like straight up letting you know your life purpose is going to have something to do with children. Um, for many of you, you may end up working internationally with children. Some of you in foster care, public assistance, social service, um, birth doulas, um, yeah, nurses, pediatricians. I just really see dance teachers for kids. Um, yeah, your life purpose is going to involve children. And even if you're not directly working with kids, something that you're meant to do is going to affect the lives of kids. Um, yeah, maybe you teach kids music or sound healing for children, or for I was gonna say even parents. You might find also you with I see children. They come as a package with parents sometimes. So I also see work with parents, people, mothers, or even dads. Um, you also have the Hanged One. I don't know if I could show the booty on YouTube. They're gonna act up. And this was reversed. I'm going to do it upright. You have the Three of Wands. I do see you also helping people shift their perspective, how they see things. You may end up coming into a lot of people's lives when they're about to give up on things. Judgment. Yeah. You're kind of meant to help people, and this is for some of you, help people towards spiritual awakenings. Help them to see things in their lives in a different view. And you probably will find, like I said, they come into your life right at points in their lives when they're about to just give up. They've given up on a dream, a goal, or they're right there starting to feel like hopeless, that they're not going to manifest something that they want. You come in at a time where they're starting to shift perspective and think maybe there's another way about this. And you usher in a spiritual awakening. So that's for many of you. In some way, you help people revive their connection to source energy and their ancestors. You help people also reconnect to their inner confidence and self-value and worth, and their ability to create, the life that they want, through proper seeding and planting, and listening to instinct, and cultivating and gardening with love and care is how you bring about a beautiful transformation, awakening. And that brings me to what new adventure awaits if you take a leap of faith. And straight off the back, if you take a leap of faith and just follow your passion, either you want to travel, you want a new job, whatever it could be that you are fearful at this time of doing. And for you guys, my pal twos, it really feels like it's something that's going to cause a huge change in your life, maybe make you stand out from others. And yeah, I just feel like that's the fears you need to overcome, is worrying about other people, really big time, is what I'm hearing. um but yeah, once you could get over those things and you can go towards where you feel called, which could be anything over here in this vibration here, adventure is going to come in for you. I feel like this power here, you're going to end up embarking on in a new career, maybe a career calling, or for some of you may find that you're moving, um, literally. It just feels like completely new energy, coming in for you once you can realize Eight of Swords is an illusion. You're not really stuck. It just feels like it, but you can actually get out of the situation. And once you realize that, you're not stuck, and you can let go of the past, things that happened that you had no control over, or things that are occurring that you just feel like you have no control over. Um, Once you realize you have all the control, you're the manifester, you're the co-creator with the divine, then you're going to just go towards your calling, and adventure is going to begin. This here is very unique. It lets me know you're unique and that you're meant to shine, but at times you don't want to. And it's time for you to shine. This just 100% gives me heart chakra activation. It's time for you to step into your true purpose. This pile here. Literally, you have Sun in Sagittarius, which is the house of purpose and passage. Just I just feel like doors are opening for you towards your life purpose, and you're meant to follow your heart's calling. And you have Fehu as your rune. Fehu is the rune of abundance. It's an omen of abundance. It's a symbol of wealth, okay? When you see this rune, it lets you know that you're about to be gaining. It could be like riches and just possessions and things you own, or a lot of luck coming your way, a windfall, or your money just improving. Um, so your finances and everything can improve when you finally just trust and take a leap. you'll step right into an era of abundance. It feels like an infinite one. And last but not least, a card from my homemade deck. Do you know how great you are? And your card says, life. I just said, life purpose calling. What do you most right now? What do you do most right now for fun? Yep, that. That is your life purpose. And I literally said, it feels like this, pal, you're being called towards that at this time. So the thing that you do for fun, that's a part of, or literally is, your life purpose. And it's possibly something you've been doing for a very long time that maybe disappointed you in the past, but I feel like you're going to get a fresh start with that. Yeah. There's a cycle that's completed and a new one beginning. Ooh, why did I do that? This is from Pile 1. I did not mean to pull this into your reading, but I guess it was supposed to. Cycle completing, new one beginning. All right. That's what I got for you, my pal twos. That was nuts. I hope this resonated for you. If it did, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. Everybody, read the description. It tells you how you can book a personal reading with me, join my workshops, find me on my private space on Facebook where you can see me live every week with the weekly vibe. And yeah, all that good stuff is there. So read the description. It'll also tell you how you can join me on a retreat. Go to thesumacenter.com. But anyway, still read the description. I'm sending you so much light and love in your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. And I'll be back with group 3. See you. Hey, Pal 1. Welcome to your session. You were drawn to Moon in Pisces. Follow your dreams. Wonder. As well as the rune Pertho and the green fluorite disc. I know some of you are probably at home like, that's blue. I'm telling you, if you're seeing it here, if you were here with me, you'd see it's deep, deep green, but I'm looking at it through the camera lens and it does look like it's navy blue. But whatever. Anyway, that's going to be read last. So let's get into these questions that I have for today. I'm really excited to find out the answers for you guys. So first off, should you be traveling now or should you be studying new things at home? These are pretty much the options for the collective at this time. There's something new you're supposed to be either learning at this time, or there's someplace new you're supposed to be exploring and either moving to or visiting at this time. Okay? So let's see from our pal ones, what are you supposed to be doing at this time? We have Spirit of Wands. Synchronicity. Oneness. And the Four of Pentacles. So my pal ones, I really get a feeling that you're supposed to be traveling at this time, expanding your horizons. I mean, first off, with synchronicity, it lets me know that either there's an opportunity that you're going to find out about or that's going to come your way that's going to be right on time, like maybe an offer to travel somewhere and it's right around the time you're on vacation, or it lands right on a holiday that you were looking for something to do on, or your birthday or something like that. But I see it falling into alignment with something. And it does feel like international travel that's meant to take you overseas. Yeah, I really see some opportunity coming from traveling. Um, yeah, or some kind of opportunity. Even you might discover a new passion, or you might really, really, really get grounded in spirit. It really feels like the travel you're meant to do is like going to be a spiritual awakening for you of some kind. But I do see you possibly not wanting to invest in that. Like with Four of Pentacles, it's showing me that you're not struggling, or at the time where everything falls into alignment for you to travel, you will not be struggling or doing without, but you might be kind of hoarding and holding on to what you have. Maybe you'll be in a state of worrying about spending or something. But they're letting me know that they're saying like you're gonna be stable. So if you're not traveling, or you're afraid to commit to some kind of international travel, or an offer or opportunity that's coming in your way, that the fear is self-created, and that you're really good. You'll be okay. Yeah. All right. That was a lot for that first question, my ones. All right. So, where in your life do you still let fear hold you back? And I'm going to turn. This is really an ancestrally led reading. So most of the cards here are ancestor based artwork and meanings. So where in my life do I still let fear hold me back? Let's see what the ancestors want to say to you. Storyteller, imagination. And it was reversed. It just gives me the energy that they're saying you hold yourself back with the story you tell. Maybe you're someone who is constantly sometimes sharing tales of hardship, and not realizing that in doing that you keep yourself in that cycle, or in that energy, or in that vibration, and in that mindset. And what's called for at this time is for you to really use your imagination, creative visualization, seeing the story and rewriting it and telling it differently, is what's needed at this time. Okay. What else do you let fear hold you back? So I do feel like there's just some of the fears you have. I don't want to say they're imaginary, but they're like self-created. They're saying almost that you really have nothing to fear. That maybe you've been through some things, but they're saying like you've overcome a lot, and you just need to start telling a different story. Dancer. So some of you are supposed to be dancing. It says movement, but there's some kind of fear around dancing. Maybe there's a community that might have shunned you. Maybe you didn't succeed in the world of dance, and so you kind of felt like it's just not your calling. Um, or maybe you have to invest in international travel of some kind to hone your craft, and you don't want to do that. Whatever the case may be, there are some fears around dancing, and that's holding you back. So that lets me know that dance is a part of your calling in some way, or movement of some kind. Okay. And then you have tracking, the hunter. So like just focusing on what you want, and aiming for it and going for it. It's like there's a fear, and I feel like it's based around past situations that plague your mind at times, and cause you to not move, or to not feel comfortable enough to make moves. But I do feel like, my power ones, you are watched. With tracking, I do feel like people watch you, and maybe that causes fears for you. But some of it could be imagined. Like maybe you think they're thinking about you harder than they really are, at times. Um, but I do feel like a lot of it is actual. Like with tracking is just standing out in my mind. So there are people who watch you to see what you're doing. That's for some of you. Maybe you're like a trendsetter, and people do kind of follow or copy your lead in some way, shape, or form, and that could cause a fear for you. However, At this time, they're saying these fears are ones that all you have to do is shift your mindset and they will evaporate. So let's see. Let's ask the ancestors to literally point you in the direction of your life purpose. At least give you an idea if they can't just literally tell you. So we have open to love. So your life purpose is going to have something to do with relationships and well, I do feel like it says passion and fulfillment. So it's going to be something that you truly, truly love to do. You probably do whether you were getting paid to do it or not. Um, Maybe you will help people mend relationships. I hear also some of you will help people heal from certain relationships or relationship trauma. Some of you are meant to build relationships with people because you're meant to help people in some way, maybe through customer service, or public assistance, or social services of some kind, or even retail. But it's just something you really love and that builds relationships between you and others. Earth magic, nature, rituals, and charms. So for some of you, it'll be outdoors. It'll have something to do with being outdoors, or it could have something to do with environmentalism, herbalism. Some of you, it could be woman-led ceremonies, healing ceremonies, building relationships, women, helping women heal from certain relationships. I don't know why for this group here, I'm getting a lot of work with feminine energy. Okay. Okay, what else we got for directing you towards your life purpose? Seven of Swords. It's letting me know that whatever it is you're meant to do, you're meant to make these moves kind of on the low right now. Don't really want everybody to know what you're doing until you're ready to put it out there. Okay? So maybe some of your fears can be imagined and some of them may be actual. Okay? We have the moon. I do feel like your work does have, your life purpose does have a lot to do with your intuition, being able to feel other people on an emotional level, and for some of you, even waking people up to who can't see um obvious things being done to them behind them. Maybe teaching others to tap into their intuition. A lot with the emotions, this group. You may be really helping people from a place of love. Like, I really feel like a public service type of worker. Maybe nonprofit organization. And then you have the Nine of Wands coming through. It is a career, a life purpose that it can require a lot of work. I feel like there's a lot of educating you have to do, things you have to learn. And then I also feel like maybe obstacles or opposition. I don't know. For some of you. But it's something about perseverance. I do feel like your life purpose is also meant for you to be somebody that inspires others. Like, people see your work ethic or what you've done and what the outcome has been, and then they aspire to want to follow in the same direction or energy. Um yeah. So the last thing I ask is, what new adventure awaits if you take a leap of faith and just forget your fears and go after your passion. All right, and that's where the top card comes in, the rune, and this card here, which is from my new homemade deck called Do You Now Know? Do you know how great you are? What a messed up intro I did for that. So anyway, what new adventure awaits if you take a leap of faith? Well, first off, taking a leap of faith for you, my power ones, will mean leaping towards your dreams, going towards your dreams, going towards the thing that you know you've always wanted to do. You know, the thing that still brings awe and wonder to you when you're doing it. The thing that still excites you. What you dream. The thing that you know you were meant to do to cause that ripple in the world. That's the adventure that awaits. And it will complete a cycle. I really feel like this circle is just making me feel like cycle completion. Perhaps you constantly allowed fear to get in the way of you going after certain goals and dreams. And now it just feels like your heart is whole, your heart is healed, and there's more clarity as to the direction you want to go in. I just feel like at this point right now, there may be some fears that are in the way. It's not so much like you're not sure what you want to do, it's just the journey can be discouraging. So that's where your rune comes in. Your rune is letting you know, Pertho, this is the rune of fun. Ritualistic celebrations that are like festivities and cause laughter, and this also has a lot to do with cultural pursuits as well. So it does let me know that by taking a leap of faith, for some of you it means you're going to end up internationally traveling somewhere that is going to open you up to a culture that you're really going to become attached to, that you're going to love, you're going to have a lot of fun, you're going to be a part of celebrations and come back with rituals and stories and things like that. I'm also hearing that taking a leap of faith towards your dreams, your goals that you've always had will also be fun. It's just going to be guilt-free fun because you're going to be doing what you love. So it's not going to feel like work. It's like sacred. It's called, well, this is the rune of sacred play. It's like having fun, but you're doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, do you know how great you are? It says you need to know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Don't change anything but the people or voice in your head holding you back. And that's literally what they said here. Is the only thing in your way. And that is your reading, my pal ones. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. Everybody always read the description because it will tell you how to book a personal reading with me, how to join my current workshops, and how to join us on the retreat Bonessa to Guinea, West Africa. I hope to meet you all there. Sending you so much light and love on your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. And I'll be right back with Pal 2. Yeah. See ya. Hey, Pal 3. Welcome to your session. You were drawn to Eclipsing Cancer, an emotional phase, or domestic development, acceptance, as well as this green fluorite cube and the rune Yera. These are a part of your final question. And so let's just jump right on in, my pal threes. So first thing I asked was, should you be traveling at this time or studying new things from home? Being that this is a full moon in Sagittarius, you know it has everything to do with cultural expansion, travel, foreign travel specifically, and life purpose. So I wanted to know if at this time, should the collective be traveling, planning to travel, or jumping into some kind of way to get closer to your life purpose, like getting into a workshop, watching videos, reading books that bring you closer and give you more knowledge on where your passions are calling you. So let's see. Should my pal threes be traveling or studying at home? So you have the embodiment of pentacles. Ooh. Eight of Wands. Higher self. The Lovers. It was reversed though. So I will say at this time, I'm not so much getting international travel for this pal. I am feeling like you may have two callings though. You may have an opportunity to expand your knowledge, and you may have an opportunity to do spiritual work. And I feel like maybe by traveling, could be a retreat, could just be you traveling to another city where a conference, a festival, or an event for doing self work or self development is taking place. Whatever the case may be, I do feel like you're going to have a financial blow up. So money is not going to be an issue. And I do see with the Eight of Wands an opportunity, movement coming quick. So I feel like some kind of opportunity is coming in, and it could be two of them, where you're either going to have an opportunity to travel, or an opportunity to also participate in some way that expands your spiritual knowledge with higher self. I do feel like you need to connect to your higher self, and go where you feel called. But with the embodiment of Pentacles, they're also saying that you are financially capable of doing what you want to do. So if you feel called to travel at this time, as well as get into some kind of new way of expanding your knowledge from home, that is also feasible. You can do that as well. Because I do feel like maybe there's two things tugging at you. You want to do both of these, and you feel like you're not sure which choice to make. They're just saying, listen to your intuition. Either choice is going to be advantageous for your high self. It's going to elevate you. But it's like something where you have to choose quickly. Eight of Wands, it's like the opportunity is coming in, or it's already here. And they're just saying, don't let money be an issue. Go after it. There's some kind of healing. I'm also getting like heart healing, or relationship healing, that's going to come from this. Some kind of elevation. um I feel like all around holistic healing that is coming in for you at this time, my pal 3. A lot of emotional healing. All right. So let's see. Where in your life do you still let fear hold you back from going after the things you want to do? Actor, performer. So maybe you're supposed to be a performer of some kind. Um, you have some kind of fear around stepping into that fully. And that's not to say literally an actor. Some of you, this may apply, but for others of you, it could just mean you're meant to be doing something where you're performing, you're entertaining. It could even be social media, okay? It's just you are meant to perform in some way, but there's fear around it. And I also feel like maybe in the industry that you want to be in, you don't trust people. You feel like people wear masks and they're not really who they pretend to be. That's for others of you as well. If that resonates, we have Father, authority. So for some of you, there's a fear of your father's opinion. Others of you, you have issues working for people. You have a fear of working under the authority of someone else. Maybe you had a bad experience with a boss. But for many of you, I feel like there could also be judgment. You feel maybe your father figure in your life didn't agree with your career choice, or any choice for that matter. Because this isn't just about career. This is just about the direction your life purpose is guiding you in. And then you have fire, passion. There is something that you are really, really lit about that you just feel like no one is going to understand. there is an aspect of you that you literally hide. I feel like my pal threes, you're not 100% true to who you are and what your calling is. That you do hide it or try to suppress it to an extent out of fear of judgment. And I think that's where the father energy comes from. Judgment from people that are over you or you consider to be higher ups to you. And maybe it could even be religious authority figures. But for whatever it is, your fear is that what you're passionate about, it's too much. Like people will not be able to accept it or understand it, or it's very unique. It could be very what's the word I'm looking for? Not outside of the box. But yeah, like that. Not the usual. But that's your purpose, okay? You're not supposed to be the usual. All right. So you have to get over the fear that if you are true to your passion and true to who you are, that you won't be accepted by others. Um or that you'll be judged. And then for others of you, you may need to think about becoming your own boss because you don't really do well working under an authority figure. Um, and others of you need to come to terms with any issues you feel an authority figure in your life may have with your calling. And your calling could be spiritually based. It doesn't necessarily have to be career. Okay. So now I'm going to ask literally ancestors, please point pile 3 in the direction of their life purpose. Upskill, work, career, crossroads. So this is looking like there's a need to go to school and to study. But I also feel like at some point, maybe that is what you're meant to do. Either job training, helping youth get a skill for a trade. I feel like right now you're at a crossroads when it comes to your purpose. Um, yeah, it's like you could go in either direction. It's like you're at a crossroads. You're not, and it does feel like maybe there's a little bit more that you could learn to up level your skill at whatever it is you want to do, and that'll also probably get rid of a lot of your fears. Yeah, it does feel like maybe your life purpose is going to involve you being under a magnifying glass. Maybe you're doing something that others have done before you, and so there's going to be those over you who are going to be watching to see how well you do. Yeah. So you're either meant to be training others with for career skills and trade, or you at this time, or even just in general, maybe your life purpose is to constantly be seeking to up level what you know, or increase your skill in something. And you have connect with past loved ones, sense, feel, reconnect. So many of you are meant to be doing ancestral work. Okay. And I do feel like that even if that's not a part of your life purpose, you're not really supposed to be literally doing that as your purpose, or your career. I do feel like it's a part of your purpose to reconnect with your past on loved ones, and that maybe the knowledge you're seeking or you need at this time is going to assist you with that connection and help you find out exactly why at this time it's a part of your life purpose, connecting to ancestors and getting leveling up your skills and assisting others in doing the same thing. Maybe I feel like you might find that you're guided in a different direction at this time completely when it comes to your purpose. So you have the hermit. You really are meant to be learning at this time. Maybe you're seeking the truth about something before you completely 100% commit to it. Maybe you're learning more about the ancestors and connecting to that energy. Four of Cups. And the Five of Cups. Again. Oh, wait, no. There's no Five of Cups here. I'm mixing y'all up with the other pile. All right, Five of Cups. So I do feel like for this pile, there's some healing that still needs to be done. Emotional healing when it comes to your life purpose. So not to say you're not ready to step into it, because with the Eight of Wands here, there's something coming in your direction very quickly. And this month's full moon has everything to do with pointing you towards your life purpose. Even if that is just sending you on a trip to a foreign country, or sticking you in a at a conference where you're being enlightened. You're just meant to be pointed in the direction of your life purpose. I feel like for this pal, you are at a crossroads. You're trying to decide, or trying to feel out where you feel guided. And traveling and learning at this time would be really good for you, to help you to really figure that out. With the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups here, it's a lot of disappointments and having to learn to accept things that you just were out of your control. And I think maybe at this time you're being you're being led to like pull your energy back, kind of in hermit mode, while you figure out exactly where you feel guided, and heal from situations you might have had with authority figures. um yeah, that's interesting. My threes. All right, so let's see what new adventure awaits if you say, screw all my fears, and you take a leap of faith and just follow this fire, this passion within you. Okay, so pretty much, wow, acceptance. And I just said, once you accept, okay. So we the new adventure that awaits when you take a leap of faith and you just release your fears is that is one where your home life just feels peace. Um it's almost like an adventure within, going within, really getting to know you, an emotional phase where you're like really knowing yourself, learning yourself. It could even feel like a dark night of the soul with this eclipse energy. But with Cancer, it's really getting in contact with home and family, your roots, your ancestry. And I feel like perhaps you're going to expand culturally. You're going to, if you take a leap, you'll be learning more about a certain culture. I feel like it may also be a culture or foreign place that's connected to your lineage. So you'll be learning more about your family life. I feel like for some of you, you'll also be doing things at home um that reflect your passions and your life purpose. Perhaps building an altar for ancestor guides could be something like that as well. You also have this fluorite cube, and another one of my favorite runes, Yetta. Yetta is the rune of harvest time. It is harvest season. When you take a leap of faith, it's time for anything you planted is going to be ripe. All right, it's your fertile season. It's like the world card in the tarot. It's flowing with new abundance just coming in, a new cycle starting of just a time of growth and prosperity. And when you finally take a leap and just say, I'm just going to follow my passion, that's what's going to manifest. With this cube, it's just giving me the feeling of being in a box. And I feel like it's smoothing out. So there is some healing and some forgiveness and stuff that um I feel like would also take place when you take a leap of faith that'll make you feel less like um rigid, even if you're working under an authority figure. Having the ability to be a little bit more flexible. Um, and lastly is a card from my homemade deck. Do you know how great you are? And your card says, a union is here, is coming, or has been here. Love is in the air. Wow. Okay, my threes. So this one's somewhere else. Isn't it interesting? You got the lovers. It says, if you've been worrying about your relationship with a lover or close friend, don't. The love and bond is very real. Can it get any better? Yep. Watch. The key words are love renews, a soulmate, divine unions, true friends, in love with self. And I really feel like by taking a leap of faith and following your passion, you're also not only going to come into connection with your soul-mated like purpose, divine union with your life purpose, but you're also going to have divine unions with your soul tribe, true friends, maybe even your soulmate, if you haven't already discovered them, and also a new relationship with yourself. And that is what I have for you. That's your reading, my pal threes. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, remember to subscribe to the channel. Read the description, everyone. It tells you how you can book a personal reading, how you can join one of my workshops. It tells you how you can where you need to go to join the Bonessa retreat to Guinea, West Africa. Um, yeah, it also tells you how to find my private Facebook group where I pop up live every Saturday. Yeah, I'm sending y'all so much light and love in your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. Until next time, bye.